So today we are going into the alternative entertainment side of weddings, and we have, drum roll please, Ger Kearney, the magician. Ger, welcome.
Hey! Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so excited.
Alternative,
trying this
I
around.
think that's right. I think, it's not the norm, is it?
I think it is.
Yeah,
because
I mean, it's the norm for me, but
but the rest of the world.
No. I mean, like, I go to work, I go to a wedding, and then it's like that's the norm. That's my normal life. But when you speak to people for first, I never thought of a magician before at a wedding. That sounds really good. I'm like, you're really unique. Yeah, that's.
But I think it's good though.
No.
But how? Like, so I think when we're kids, we think magicians. Wouldn't it be cool to be a magician?
Yeah.
How do you end up being a full-time professional magician? How does this come about?
Yeah. So there's a couple of strange things, right?
Right.
So there's a couple of strange things. The first thing, I'm not a very spiritual person.
Okay.
I don't believe in all this, this karma stuff and so on, right? I'm a bit more practical.
You'll have bad karma now later for saying that, but yeah, it's fine. Touch some wood.
Chair's gone. But this is the one thing that I do know, which is magic was always there for me. It was always brewing inside, right? So my parents, at some point, when I was about 5 years of age, they went over to the UK without us.
Right.
They went to a family funeral.
They just left you home on your own.
They left us home. But
okay, you were 5, you were grand.
I was taking care of the older kids. Okay. My older brothers.
Who were a good 8.
Yeah. No, I'm sure there was someone looking after us.
Okay.
But the point was, when they came home, they brought back these little presents for us all. And I got something, but my older brother got a pack of cards.
Right.
And I can remember that moment. That's a memory that feels like yesterday.
And you felt like left out because the cards weren't given to you?
No,
or
I remember holding the cards for the first time. I remember looking at them. I remember thinking, what are these things? I love them. They're so mystical and they're just pieces of paper.
Was it like Harry Potter receiving his wand?
It was
that kind of epical moment.
No, because that's an aha moment. This is more like this is not like an aha moment. I still don't know why I like them.
Right. Okay.
It was like being attracted to a gemstone for some reason. Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom, and here I am, and I'm looking at this. But it's a true story. I kind of looked at and I found them and I thought, and I have all these memories. And then my next memory of magic is we had the multi-channel, right?
Okay.
Multi-channel came to Cork, right?
Which was an epic moment for everybody in Cork.
TV
yeah.
in Cork City. We're not small town folk anymore.
There's more to Home and Away and The Simpsons every evening at the same time. Yeah.
And this was it. There was it was number 6 or number 5 on the box. It was a French show, and they had a magician on this TV thing, and he was doing this stuff, and I was, what is this? What is this? And there was a magician, and he was doing things, and he was producing cards, and it was amazing. And I was thinking, and I remember and that's another memory.
Okay.
And as quick as it came, it went. It was probably a minute long, but it's a memory that just lived with me. As the other memory is probably very short, but they're two strong memories, right? And that's how I know magic was always inside me. And I haven't yet gone into learning a trick or thinking I could be a magician. Yeah. That wasn't even part of anything at this stage. And we started going on holidays, and when we were in the UK, we'd pick up some kind of little pack of tricks.
Okay,
a trick with coins or something.
Yeah,
it's a gimmick.
The little magic packs.
The little magic pack, and I would nurture this, but there are moments, and that came and went, and they never made me the magician. And then I was 12 years old. Am I waffling? Am I just...
No, I'm loving this. I love this. This is brilliant. I love when I ask someone and there's a genuine, right?
I know.
It's not just one moment. It's multiple moments throughout my life.
I'm kind of getting all this energy.
Are you getting like butterflies talking about
this? I am reliving this.
Okay.
Listen to this for a story. Life is normal, I've 3 brothers, 3 sisters. There's 7 of us. I'm right in the middle.
That's what all these big families. Alex said there was 7 of them as well.
7th son of a 7th son. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle. And I have 3 brothers, 3 sisters, and what have you. But it's middle child syndrome.
All right.
Obviously.
Okay.
Hey, I'm over here.
Anybody's
looking for me. I'm
the
here.
man with the cards.
Look at me.
Yeah.
But no, that wasn't it either. But anyway, 12 years old. I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Down in Ballymacoda.
Okay.
With a friend and their family.
Right.
And we had to come back early because I told my parents that there was supposed to be this storm coming. Right. But we got kicked off the site. We were too loud and too messy.
Oh, you're one of those.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, no,
listen,
okay.
what happened was the site was really nice, and
right.
It was, my friend has Gordon has a mobile home down
There's
there now.
There's a plug there now for Gordon.
Because he's my best friend, he's a mobile home down there now, but
okay.
and I've been down there since. But I was 12 down in Ballymacoda, but there was no kids down there. Okay. It was a really mature park.
Yeah.
It was a sanctuary for people to come away from life and what have you. And there was these 3 kids kind of running around playing football, just being kids. We weren't bad kids. Okay. I've never gotten in trouble. There was no guards called.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So it's good then.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So anyway. We come back early, and my other friends who were back in the city,
right.
they were saying, "Hey, we're going up to the Country Club Hotel, which is now the Metropole Hotel, and we're going to go for this kind of auditioning thing."
Okay.
And I'm like, "All right, let's do this. Let's go up." And I'm waiting on the chair, and they say, "Do you want to go too?" And I'm like, "What? Okay." So I go in, right? And they say, "Okay, will you come back?" Okay, I come back, and then the audition people, and there's hundreds of people. I mean, it's a hotel they booked out for this whole thing, and there's numbers, and it's like X Factor. You're sitting in
right.
I'm thinking, like,
and you still don't know why you're here.
Why are we doing this? What's going on? Are we like? Can we not go play tennis off the wall?
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, so we're there, and they're coming back that evening. They asked me to come back.
Before we go any further, because I know you meant we're gonna keep the hands off the table because we're gonna have all this this noise, aren't we? Yeah. And people will be like, "What's he saying?"
Are we picking that up?
We might be.
Can you give me a stress ball or something?
Put your hands in your pockets.
I know.
No, don't put your hands in your pockets.
I've been very demanding since I came down here.
That's fine.
With the tea thing.
Okay, because I want people to hear what you're saying. So we won't rub the table all the time. I know you're excited. You're excited, right? So.
Oh dear. Okay.
The famous moment in your life. Well, one of them.
Yeah, one of them. This will feed back into magic if I remember. If I remember to kind of feed it back in. But anyway, so we're going back, and I come back, and the third day, right? The third day, I'm back at this audition.
Right.
I find out, it's a movie you're auditioning for.
So you were auditioning for something you had no idea what it was for.
No, I thought it was okay, I knew it was going to be acting when they asked me to act and things like that. But I thought, okay, this might be in the opera house. That would terrify me as a child. So they said, anyway, I went along with it, come back tomorrow. And it was for a movie, and it was Warner Brothers movie, and it was like a big production coming to Cork, and it's, I'm like...
That doesn't happen very often, to be fair.
No. And my parents are called down at this stage, and now that we're down to like 5 people. They say, okay, the unfortunate thing is we're looking, it's cast. This movie's been cast, and they're looking for one part, which was Fergus. And Fergus was split between, who has it now, Greg Fitzgerald, and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Right.
And this was the start of Jonathan Rhys-Meyers' career. So they couldn't decide, right? Jonathan Rhys-Meyers looked really good on camera, but they thought he was too clean cut for this rough character, Fergus. And anyway, but my part was cast, so I was like, thank you very much. You did very well. Thanks for coming along. Whatever, and pat on the back. And my dad said, don't call us, we call you. That's code for you're not going anywhere now, you're done. Yeah. And I said to my dad, I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You had a feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm really going off on this one.
No, you're fine.
So a call came in 2 days later. Yes, we want you to be part of the production. We're going to give you a part called Chick, and we're brought down, right? So I'm this guy called Chick on a side, on the Carrickdow's side, and so we're down there and rehearsing for 2 weeks, and they switched me to Big Con.
You had no acting,
no.
It was literally just by default.
Yeah,
almost.
Well, I think really they're not looking for people with acting experience, especially in small
raw
towns.
talent.
It's not. Yeah. It might sound like that, but if you go to Cork and you're looking for an actor, right? What happened is the drama schools are going to come into you, and they definitely didn't want people that were very dramatically trained, right? Because the stage kind of direction the panto style of acting is much different from
100%,
film style of acting. So and that was the Hubbards that they really wanted to go to the schools and go to the towns and go and pull up these people. We're down there for 3 months. I'm now Big Con, and we're shooting War of the Buttons, and it's an amazing experience, the best childhood experience of my life. But kind of this.
Because War of the Buttons, it wasn't a small movie. In the end, it was a big enough production.
It was a global.
It was.
It was.
I feel like I need to go watch it now tonight and look for Chick.
No, Chick is not. I'm not Chick anymore.
You're not. Okay.
I was Chick, and in 2 weeks rehearsal, they bumped me up to Big Con. Right, so Big Con was kind of, and there was probably many reasons for that, but so now I have this bigger role than I had going in, so it was good for me, kind of thing.
Great.
But 18 kids to manage down in West Cork. You're staying down there. You have your chaperones, but that's still a bit. So they thought maybe we should like get them to focus on something when they're not working on set.
Because for anybody that doesn't know West Cork, it's rural. There's not a whole lot going on down in West Cork. No, it's beautiful, but that's it really.
18 kids, and most of the city boys.
Yeah.
It's trouble.
Yes.
Right? So they said, let's get them to put on a show for the cast and crew at the very end so they can rehearse this when we're off.
Okay.
So, and they can do anything they want. And they asked me, I want to do magic. Okay. I know I'm ringing my mum and dad and I told them all I'm going to do this magic show.
And had you ever done a magic show?
No, I didn't even do a magic trick.
Oh.
I didn't even know
You're like, trick. This is my moment.
I got to show these people what magic is. I never did a magic trick before in my life.
Okay.
So they bring down a Paul Daniels magic set and I rehearsed it. And I went on, we all did the show. And I'm pretty sure I did the world's worst 3-minute magic show at that
You
stage.
wouldn't know. It could have been pretty epic.
For the wrong reasons.
Okay.
It was awful. I was doing magic 6 weeks.
But we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, no, but
to be fair.
So that's how I learned how to do magic.
And you had a trapped audience. They had no choice.
I did, yeah. There was no exit.
There was no exit for them. There was no way out.
Yeah, no, this was poor them. But they knew what they were doing.
Okay.
This was part of their This was part of their thing. Look, we have to endure this to kind of that was our payoff of keeping these guys in control.
So that was your very first magic show?
That was my very first magic show.
To the cast of War of the Buttons.
That was my very first magic set.
Right.
Even though I loved magic, the thought never occurred to me I could be a magician.
No, I suppose, well, to a lot of us, we like to do things and have hobbies, but we never really, well, we all would love to think it, but to actually get there, to become something that you dreamt of.
Yeah, but that was my first big step into owning this magic set. And, the thing about magic sets, and it's still a little bit today, if anybody was getting into magic sets, sometimes they're not the best way to get into magic. They make it very, very difficult. A lot of things don't make sense in there.
Yeah.
And I remember holding on to this thing, thinking, one day I'm going to know, what all this is. But the tricks are either really poor or they're not really what you're looking for.
You need your own flair, I suppose, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the next big step was going to school one day. I stopped off at the library and I found...
Before there was the internet.
Before the internet,
yeah.
Well,
because we're that old.
Yeah.
Don't.
So it's like... I found a book called The Amateur Magician's Handbook by Henry Hay.
Okay.
And that really changed my life.
Right.
And that was the moment.
It gave you an insight more into magic.
This is what magic is.
Okay.
And it kind of said, right, so these are the types of magic that's out there in the world. These are the people that are really, really good at magic.
The big names.
The big names. And then it gave references, and then it gave and that was it. That was the one. Aha! And then close-up magic. That's the one I want. Okay. I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
I don't want to put people in boxes.
Well, this is it, because I think there's a big difference. Because I know you mentioned Paul Daniels, and did you mention to me before that you were lucky enough to actually meet with Paul Daniels?
Yes, and this is the thing about Paul Daniels. He's just amazing. He was an amazing. Person. So I was early. I was after finding this book at this stage, and I now know what type of magic, and I've been practicing really, really, really hard. Because
it is all about practice,
isn't it? Yeah. And so then, he was coming. He was doing his tour, and he was touring a lot, and he used to go to the Opera House, and every time
he was coming to your doorstep,
he'd come and he'd meet me before the show. We'd sit down, we'd have coffee, we'd talk magic, meet him after the show.
That's amazing. And the fact that a big name like Paul Daniels actually would give you that kind of time is testament to him seeing something in you as well, I suppose.
Maybe so. Yeah, I mean, at that stage I was really dedicated, so it wasn't a case of an appeasement of some sort for somebody to kind of say, oh look, I'm, there was a genuine magical connection there.
And he could see it in you, I suppose.
He could see it in me, and he was giving me tips, and he was doing, we were doing tricks for each other, and he was just...
But that must have been,
No, like back then it was really, really good, and I was like, yeah, this is really cool. But now when I think of it, what he's actually done is just ridiculous.
Oh, this is
Paul Daniels.
Yeah, it was like your idol sitting there, and you're sharing magic tricks. Like, that's something that not everybody gets to experience in their life.
No.
Because you could chase it, but you'll never get it.
No.
Yeah.
And it was... It's
a bit surreal.
It was surreal because I'm there by myself. I'm not in a club that's gone to see.
You're just Ger Kearney.
I'm just
showing up
there, and we're having coffee. And it's private, like. I mean, it was all supplied by the Opera House. And this was like, showtime isn't until tomorrow night or what have you. And we appeared on the paper together numerous times. And
that's amazing.
It's
like almost a claim to fame before your own fame.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah.
That and the War of the Buttons. Yeah.
So.
But the War of the Buttons, before we go away, because that's a very, very cool story, I must say, Ger. Was that your only time that you ended up rubbing shoulders with
No, it's mad. So I did do a couple of other small things, but I kind of left it like I left it. We went away, went back to school. Life was normal, and that was it.
Just back to normality really quickly.
And when I came to working age and I was working in city centre, I used to work in bars and click glasses when I was 17.
We all had those moments,
And I gained the nickname Buttons, and that still stuck with a certain group of people. So
I call you Buttons from now on?
Some people call me Buttons. So some people don't even know my real name. They call me Buttons.
Do they?
Yeah, that's
But do you answer to it? You just know it?
I do, yeah. No, I absolutely. But it's only a particular group, I know, anyway, so, I was 24, and I was working for Volkswagen at the time in sales, and this guy came in that I knew who was an actor. Yeah. And he's like, Ken Loach is coming to town. I was like, oh, Ken Loach. Oh, yeah, that's
I've heard that name. Yeah.
And he's like, he's looking for actors. And I was like, okay. I'm lodging all this in the back of my head. And
I have on my CV, the War of the Buttons.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, this is, I got to get in on this. Okay. So I made a couple of calls, and I called Hubbards from Hubbard Casting, who were huge casting people.
Hello, this is Ger Kearney.
They were nice, so they kept in contact. They were really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ken's in town, do you think I could see him? So they put up a meeting with us, and I went and met Ken Loach, and I did an audition with him. And that was for The Wind That Shakes the Barley.
You're like completely starstruck now at this point. So you're going from War of the Buttons to The Wind That Shakes the Barley, because The Wind That Shakes the Barley was probably just as big as, if not bigger, than War of the Buttons.
It was, and it really achieved what it wanted to achieve. That was important. Like it was an indie movie, right? It's an indie movie, but it won the Palme d'Or, right? It won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. That's it. Yeah. Okay, that's where we want.
And did you get to walk the red carpet?
I did.
Stop.
I did. It was really out of place. It was funny because we also I'm there with like Ken Loach, I'm Cillian Murphy,
and they just assume that must be someone we also know.
They're taking photos of me, and then they're checking the camera. Who's the other?
Can I have your autograph? I thought he was someone else.
And it was the maddest party ever. I mean, you're walking the red carpet up to a movie that won the Palme d'Or, and there was the after party. And I'm looking around, and there's everybody there. Like I can't even remember, but like we had this after party, and it was all a bit Ferris Bueller like, because I had to rush to get there to make the premiere, get the Dickie Bow on, to book a place and finally get a place eventually, and then I had to get back for a flight early that morning. After the after party, that went on all night through.
Oh my god!
On the beach at the Cannes Film Festival, and it was good. It was fun, but it was a really.
And did you throw any magic tricks out while you were there?
I did when I was at the after party. Yeah, of course I did. Of course I did.
It was probably like a section. Ger's created his own little stage, and there's like a sea of people around you.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
Did you just be like, I happen to have a pack of cards in my pocket. Here we go.
I know. Someone always it always wedges in.
Okay.
I don't ever do that. I really don't. I would never say, here, I want to show you something and take out a pack of cards, because that's very unusual. It
would be a strange situation
in a social setting. And someone would probably start, and we're sitting at dinner, and it's a dinner thing on a beach, and we're all on our tables, and just probably 100 tables around, and they were like, and Ger's a magician back home, and I was like, and of course you can't just say that.
People are going to go, show us something, Ger.
What do you mean magician? Yeah. And then it probably eased itself. But look, it wasn't the point.
Will you be cutting me in half throughout the dinner, which I really wanted to happen today, but it's not going to happen, is it? No.
No, it could happen, but I just might not be able to put you back together. So that's
I'll need to be in one piece for the rest of the year. Okay. We'll leave that. So so much there. I really wasn't expecting you to go onto those like that. That's amazing.
That went off a bit.
No, it's good though. It's good. It really gives us an insight. So how do you go from, right, okay, I understand where the attraction to being a magician came from. You're a couple of introductory shows to famous people because you started at the high end of things and decided, you know, I'll work back.
Yeah.
But how did you end up in weddings then? How do you go to becoming like a wedding magician?
Well, so that there's a little bit of everything in there.
Okay.
It's like it's the universe really would play a big part in it. And I mean that right in a way, like it was just circumstance would be one way to another, and it was an organic development, we call it. So I never wanted. Let's say 19, 20 years of age, I'm loving magic. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I
suppose you're getting better and better as well. And
I got the International Brotherhood of Magicians just gave me a trophy for Magic Champion, and I'm like, I'm loving this. This is brilliant. But I never wanted to do it professionally. And that's why I went into sales at the beginning.
Okay.
It's because I never wanted to.
You wanted to keep it as your hobby.
I wanted to keep it as my hobby. I thought that was, at the time, my thinking was, oh no, that's the purest way of thinking. Because if you do commercial magic, no, you're going to have to start bringing things on that maybe that's more aimed commercially rather than what your heart is telling you.
And you're not doing it for yourself anymore, you're doing it for others.
Because magic for me was never about hey, look at me, attention, I want to look, I can do it was really to kind of it's my own appetite. It was to feed myself. I would have been quite happy there to sit down and practice magic tricks and never show them to anybody. That would genuinely be the case. Enjoy the process. It was therapeutic. It really was, and unearthing and finding these things in these books and what have you, and thinking, oh my God, that's so good. And then reading, so I was working in sales and the crash came. It was, but no, I was already developed at this stage. Because you couldn't get away from it because there was no one else around doing close up magic. There was no one in Cork doing close up magic when I was doing gigs in 1996. The magicians around, George Bowen would have been an older friend magician, and he probably wasn't even doing magic. But other than that, you had magicians for kids' parties, and that was it.
Yeah,
there was no one doing.
It's not something that a lot of people end up in.
No.
It's like you might, like as we were saying, it's an enjoyment, but like to end up being, I am a magician.
My point is, not that I was, my point is, there is no market.
Okay.
There is no market.
This is true. It's
not there. It doesn't. Ireland doesn't know.
At what stage do I need a magician in my life?
Ireland doesn't know. No, maybe in Dublin it was there, and so on. But it wasn't in Cork. So over time, I started doing the gigs that I thought would because my dad had me everywhere. Like every Sunday, we'd go down to the local pub. I'd have to go down with a briefcase, and I'm 15. 16, briefcase, undo, and then there I am doing a full, like, 3 cups and 3 bowls, and like
the lads are probably loving it.
But it was such a lovely memory, like.
Yeah, that's nice to share with your dad then as well.
It was,
and he was encouraging it.
And my dad was giving me my first bookings, and
he
was
like your management now.
Like 30 pounds. Going out to this, and I was.
Listen, you were getting paid for something you love to do. You can't say no to that.
Well, it was brilliant. Yeah. Listen, you learn more working than you can ever learn from sitting down studying.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to put yourself out there.
You just have to
jump in.
So feeding this back in, how do I end up? I'm doing gigs, and that develops, and I'm doing gigs, and it kind of all revolved around social settings, so pubs and things like that. And then it start weddings, and by the time I'm 20, I'm flying over to the UK, and I'm doing gigs for an agency over there. I fly over on a Thursday, and I would work Monday to Thursday in sales, and then I would fly over on Thursday, and I'd come back Sunday, and I worked for a company called Jag Entertainment, which was John and Gary Entertainment, and they used to sub me out to Jumping Frog Entertainment, which was a big magic agency. Right. And
was this more kind of corporate gigs and stuff like that?
Everything. So now I'm in real training ground, right? And I'm out there, and I'm doing magic.
But you have to get on a plane every week to do this.
Every week.
Crazy, yeah.
So and that was it. That's where I did my training. So I'm over there now, and I'm doing gigs over there. But I'm bringing that back, and I'm learning about. And now I'm doing these gigs, and I'm thinking, you know what, a wedding would be really good for this, and I do one wedding, and then someone else, and it feeds. And this is developing over a few years, and it's developing quite quickly. And now I'm thinking, I'm 23. I'm with she's not yet my fiancée yet, but we're living together at this stage.
But you're getting to an age where getting on a plane once a week
I'm done with it.
really.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And I never liked big city life like London. I bet it's different and lovely when you're living there. But when you're getting off a plane, hopping on a tube to get somewhere else, to get to a gig, and that's your life over there.
Yeah.
And you're looking at all this, and it's very important.
So you were working 7 days a week as well. Pretty much.
Well, it might sound like that. No, it wasn't every week.
I'm sure we're socialising in between. But
I mean, look, in my head it was every week, but it could have been once every month, which is still a lot,
The exaggeration.
No, I mean, in the summertime it's probably a bit more.
Yes.
But it wasn't
It
really
depends on
that.
demand
it
as well, I
wasn't,
suppose.
It wasn't, It wasn't, like, I started booking, Right, George, can you come over this weekend? Can you come over this weekend? Can you come over this weekend?
And it probably gathered momentum the more you did it anyway.
It did. But also, I'm bringing what I'm learning over there back to Cork, and I'm applying it, and that's building. And that's building quite quickly, and it's building a lot.
And you have something no one else has now, because I suppose from the background, from actually having some time with Paul Daniels on your own, and now you're actually over there actively performing as a magician to a different crowd.
And a whole world has happened in between this time as well, which you just, which about developing the magic.
That was a very highlight.
Like there's all this kind of other stuff happening as well. That's really kind of everything is going on at this stage. So I'm coming back, and I'm still working, and now I'm working for Volkswagen, and I'm selling like Volkswagen's internal cross motors, but I'm working at the weekend, and I'm doing weddings, and I'm doing a good few of them, but not.
But you're enjoying it.
And I'm enjoying it. And the crash come. I know Volkswagen say we're not selling Volkswagens anymore. So it's 2008. I know I'm thinking.
The dreaded year for every Irish person.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't for me.
Well, okay.
I was like secretly thinking,
thank God. I don't have to go to Volkswagen and sell cars.
Not that, because I really enjoyed that too. But now I'm thinking, no, I have no choice but to go for this.
And sometimes life needs to give you a kick to actually, because it's very difficult to say, right, I'm going to leave my secure full-time job and I'm just going to go and do something myself.
That was it.
You need sometimes to get that push. Yeah. Go do it. Yeah.
I'm married at this stage. I have my mortgage. All the stuff that you need. It's all
you need to pay the mortgage.
Yeah, and you need to pay the mortgage. That's true. But like, it's all we're in a nice place now. It's a comfortable place, and it's a low-risk place. It doesn't matter really. I already have my. At least I know I have my. What I was doing back then, I know what I was 50, 60 gigs a year. At least I know I have that.
Yes.
Right? And that's
50, 60 gigs, that sounds like quite a lot. You're probably doing a lot more now as well. Yeah. Just a few.
Yeah. It takes a busier nowadays.
Just a little bit, yeah.
But what I'm saying is there was always a base there. It never felt like a risk. It felt like, okay, this is a good reason. Okay. I needed to give myself a reason to do it, because there was also a sense of, back then, and I would have been very... I would have been a little bit self-conscious about a few things, and was like, being a magician isn't really a real job, is it?
Well, I suppose when someone asks you, well, what do you do? And you say, oh, I'm a magician. Yeah. They kind of think for a moment, really?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
how does that work?
I always say, yeah, there's one for you. That's the first time you've heard of that, But so that's it. That was it. And that was my transition into weddings. Yeah. And now at this stage, I have about 10 years of sales under me, which really stood to me, stood to me. There's also the appreciation that you acquire, that develops in sales, especially when you work in a competitive environment, like selling cars, hugely competitive. And there's a sense that each sale has a value, not a cash value, but a value. Yeah. And so each customer, you really learn the value of sales. Okay. And now I'm there, and now I'm thinking, oh, I like this. Because now I'm not a magician anymore. I'm back in sales. Yes, and that's where you are. And that's where we all are.
Yeah. Right? I suppose. We're you wouldn't be out at the wedding if you weren't selling to the couple that were booking you to start with.
We're in sales. Yeah, I'm in sales.
I like being a photographer.
You're in sales. I don't care.
I let Benny worry about that. Yeah. But I suppose, and we've seen you at it's countless weddings now at this point. Yeah. It is countless the amount of weddings we've actually done together. But there's different, like for couples that are out there wondering, well, when does the magician fit into the day? You actually accommodate quite a different number of times that you can actually perform. Yeah. Everything from, say, the drinks reception, which is pre-meal, to I've seen you actually in the banqueting room as well, going around to tables. Yeah. And is this something that people can choose from? Is it
So the way the weddings are structured here really works well for me,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
So and I kind of like the wedding nearly is dissected into 2-hour slots all the way through, or that's the way I think of it, right? So
I go 20 minutes.
yeah. Well, you
Miss 20 minutes and then that 20 minutes, yeah.
But what I need to know, they're 2-hour slots. So like the ceremony and what goes with it is probably a 2-hour slot.
Yeah.
If they get married at 1 o'clock, they're going to be done and dusted by 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Right? Then your drinks reception starts, maybe 3:30 by the time they get there.
Yeah.
And that's 3:30 to 5:30. That's a 2-hour slot. And then let's say that transitions a half hour. Now 6 to 8 is where you eat.
Yes.
Right? And then there's a gap.
This down, Ger. Go on. Yeah.
And then there's a gap from 8 to 10, which is transition.
Yeah.
Where we go and they change the room around for dancing.
Bit of band.
And the band set up and so on. And then your next 2-hour slot is your band, and your next 2-hour slot is your DJ. So it is a kind of a 2-hour slot.
And then the residence bar. Like, keep going. Keep going.
And check into the airport is too. No, I'm joking. So the 2 times where I focus on is the drinks reception on arrivals.
Okay.
And then there's after dinner magic, so it's after the meal and speeches. Okay. They're just natural for that type of entertainment, right? They're natural for that. And the power of kind of that type of entertainment, whether it's magic or not, is not important, but it's social entertainment, right? And there's an underlining background.
I like that, social entertainment.
Yeah. It's nice because that's really what it is, right? Because not entertainment where you go and you've entered into kind of this non-verbal contract like you go to a theatre show, right? So, and this is why I think some people won't be happy with this.
Go on.
This is why I think it should be limited to the amount of stand-up performances at weddings.
Yes.
Right? It's a social event.
Yeah.
And people have already given their time to the ceremony, the speeches.
Yeah.
And to take any more time from them is not the norm.
You don't need to overkill.
You don't need to do it.
Yeah.
So to ask 200 people or 150 people to be quiet now for another 45 minutes while you enter another contract.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with social entertainment.
And they find it hard enough with the speeches.
Yeah,
like the more and more I watch the speeches, if it goes on longer than 20 minutes in a speech, you're slowly losing the room from the back of the room forward. People don't mean it, but it's just a retention span. It's just, now it depends on the type of speech, but like, and some people are very entertaining and the delivery is great, but like some people are terrified of the speech and they're just told they have to do it.
Nobody likes it. Like the thing is, whoever stands up there and is speaking, everybody wants them to do well.
They do,
Everybody wants
they'll encourage you and everything. But when the time goes on,
when it's bad, people can be less forgiving.
Yeah, they can,
you know.
There's a few drinks going on. People can get a bit rowdy, and they don't mean it. They're having fun, but they might not take it that way.
It's always going to be there, and that's always going to be the structure.
Yeah.
Because wedding, nobody. It's different from entertainment. You know, like the stand-up person doesn't have to be an entertainer. He was given that position by default. He is the best man.
And you've chose to sit down and watch this.
And that's it. That's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And look, we hope that people get better at it.
I suppose as a wedding guest as well, like you're invited to a wedding and the bride and groom, they're going to structure your entire day and they're going to tell you what type of entertainment you're going to be, like, I suppose, open to today. So it's not like they choose themselves.
Yeah, exactly. But going back to the kind of the social entertainment, what's nice about it, and it's not just with anything that's interactive, I think, right? So at the beginning there, remember all the photo booths came on at the beginning and so on.
They're still around a bit, but
they're still around, but they might, but they work because they're interactive.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah, and you choose to go to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's nice, right? That's kind of nice when it's interactive. I think it's nice. The drinks reception for me is different. When I'm going around to each of the guests, or it has this nice underlying effect of we're at the ceremony, we have this kind of a formal vibe, and some people might need an adjustment to go, we're now in the social part of the day, and that kicks that. That's the icebreaker they needed, and then you leave them and they're kind of in that social space now, and it's kind of all giddy and fun and smiling.
And the good thing about it is because you can go from group to group, and you can do multiple performances, I suppose, within that 2 hour. I mean, and it could be...
That's the only way to do it.
It depends on how many's at the wedding. I suppose you can have weddings where there's 60 people there, and you can have weddings where there's like 200, 300, 400 people there. And I suppose it depends. Like, you have to approach that then very differently, I'd imagine.
You do.
Because your time, it's still in that window. Yeah. But you've got all these people. Yeah.
Just on Monday gone, there was a lovely couple got married in the Clayton Hotel, Silver Springs, and there's 26
26 for the wedding.
Lovely little wedding.
I've done a few like that, and they're very intimate.
They're very intimate. Oh God, they were Eastern European. I'm not sure if they were. I don't think they were Polish. But it doesn't matter. But some of the family came from Eastern Europe, and they didn't have any English.
Okay.
Right? So they didn't. And I'm worried before the gig. 26 people, and I'm thinking. My rule of thumb is normally a minute per person. That gives me a good average, right? 26 minutes, half an hour tops. But it's not. The way they laid the room out was lovely. So there's a lot of factors in there that people don't know about. That's outside of my control. Yeah. But they had it nice. They had about 6 pods, so naturally people are going to be in 6 different places. Yes. That's lovely for them.
And people tend to gather in the groups they're comfortable in, don't they? Yeah.
And it was an hour and 15-minute gig.
Wow. Okay.
It was such a nice gig.
How did you approach that with the language barrier?
So that's good. Yeah. So at the beginning, what I did is I just focused on the people I knew had really good English or were Irish. And
warm yourself up as well.
So the idea there is, so you establish yourself in the room now at this stage.
Okay.
So by the time you've done your first group or the second group, at least, no, the first group in this case, everybody knows
this is what this man is doing.
The non-verbal contract's out there. Right.
Okay.
And actually, on the table,
you're not a wedding crasher.
Very important.
Who is this man? Kick him out.
So, and then by the time it came to the people, no, to be fair, there was only one table there that didn't have any English at all.
Okay.
And by the time I got there, we had translators and everything.
Okay,
so
good.
It was nice. Okay. But it doesn't need it. It doesn't even need it. But you got
a bit of help.
It doesn't need it. But it really doesn't need it at that stage. I've done magic before where we had to adjust completely, you know.
But it's a very visual thing, I suppose, with magic.
A lot of it is. A lot of it is. A lot of it's not. You know, you are limited. You know, so if we're going into like if I'm doing a performance, I'll start quick and then I'll slow it down.
Okay.
And my punchline then is like a big punch. You know, you go in for the big kill.
Get the attention.
But that's normally mentalism at that stage. That's normally something where it's completely non-visual, really.
Yeah,
it's very mental.
You do need the same language as well to work.
You do, because you're giving guidance. And you're trying to read people a little bit, and you're trying to, and that's it. So sometimes your material will have to change.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to. Sometimes.
But you knew going in as well, so you could prepare yourself.
Yeah. I suppose the important thing here is know who you're pitching to. You know,
don't go in
there. Don't go in there with your playlist and go hammer through it. That doesn't work for anybody.
And not care what the reactions are.
That's why we still have DJs at weddings. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, we'd all have we'll pop my phone on there for 2 hours and
MP3 off we go. Exactly.
So it's very important that there's an interaction, that there's a vibe, that there's somebody reading the situation.
And was there any other days that stood out to you that were either an unusual situation or kind of something different happened? I love these stories. Your stories are great, Ger. Was there anyone famous?
I did a gig.
Yeah.
Actually, I did a gig just before Christmas, and there's Michael Fassbender sitting down at the bar. That's mad.
This never ends. It's like you kind of have this magnetic attraction to the red carpet.
We're down in Kerry, and there he is sitting in a small local bar.
I probably wouldn't have known who it was.
Well disguised.
Was he?
Someone just had his mic over there. What?
Or was it just a lookalike, do you think?
No, it was Michael.
Did you give him a magic trick and then ask him for an autograph?
I don't autographs, but I thought, Michael Fassbender.
Did you get him to sign your shirt or something?
No, card.
Yeah, okay. Card.
Is
it now framed at home?
It's in a frame by default.
Okay.
But it's not. I have a big poster framed, a vintage looking poster, and I found it when I was moving house recently, and I picked up there it's there, but this is Michael Fassbender, and I just plonked him in a bottom of the frame. Not framed, but
it's in a frame. It happens to be in a frame.
On a frame.
Yeah.
I did a gig for where the majority, where about 80% of the guests were deaf.
Okay.
And that was an interesting.
That's a challenge, yeah.
And it was such a beautiful gig.
Yeah.
You know.
And I suppose you do have to keep things. Did you have somebody signing for you, or was it just?
Yeah, so there was a bit of that going on.
Yeah.
There was a good bit of that going on.
But again, you knew going in what your audience was. Yeah.
Someone's going to have to. So
otherwise you'd be like, what's going on?
no, you can't show
Yeah,
it, not
yeah,
know
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
like, so you would be a bit anxious when you're going into situations where you're not kind of, because you can't rehearse that.
No.
No. But it turned out to be a lovely gig. It did,
good.
because you do like, you know. You have to tap into where you're working as well, and you know, you do things where if people see as well that you make the effort. So someone taught me to sign for magic, and
that's nice.
So
you showed that you
were,
were,
and then you have your own little impromptu sign reading, which is like, I am magic. I can't remember what the sign was now, but and I think that would really break the ice for you. That's your icebreaker. Then to say, well, he's trying, and then it has that nice. Nice, and
you're
it was
making
really
the
lovely
effort,
though.
like,
It was but you learn something there and then. You learn how to communicate on another level.
It's good for us all to be challenged as well, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Otherwise, it becomes a little bit not boring or anything, but you just need to kind of keep things fresh for yourself as well.
No, but you do. Like, you're human. You know, you have to really. So you know, if I feel any of that coming on, like if you're doing a really like busy week or busy morning, you're feeling that coming on. Normally, what I would do is I change my set completely. I change to say, right, I'm not doing any of my comfort. I'm not doing any of the ones that I have to do something. And no, I'm back to focusing. I'm back to giving it my all. You know,
we all need. Oh God, what? Go on,
true
tell
story.
me. Go.
True story.
Yeah.
And there's just 2 points here. Right?
This is actually true story. It's a true story now quite a bit.
True story. Okay. My mother-in-law will vouch for this. And
can you trust the mother-in-law though?
Never trust the mother-in-law.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another story.
She's a good one.
Is she? Okay. You have to say that because you're on camera. Yeah.
I'm down in Kerry.
Right.
I opened the booth. They're all inside. The drinks reception is just they're punctual.
Right.
I'm not. I prefer to be there half hour before, minimum half hour.
Yeah. Must have been a short ceremony. Yeah.
Yeah. They were married on site, and it's fine because the bell still rings at the same time. I opened the boot of my car. My magic case isn't there.
That's all, sure.
I'm in Kerry.
Just a disclaimer. This doesn't usually happen. He will bring the magic.
2 points. 2 points about this, right? I had a backup case.
I like it. Because I was like, oh my God, Ger, should you be telling this story? People are going to be freaking out.
There's a human element to being a magician. Right?
Yeah. We laugh though because we get in the car every time we're leaving, and I always say to Benny, we have the cameras, and there is like a couple of SD cards and maybe some batteries in them because it's always the fear of
listen,
that happening.
Do you know where my magic case lives?
In the car, probably.
Behind my seat. Because every 20 minutes.
Where? Have I got it?
Hey,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's a bit too much love now. You love magic a bit too much.
I had a backup case, but my backup case is not a full show though. It's not my. And there's a couple of points here. Number one, like if you want to be taken seriously and want to be a professional, have a backup case in the car, right? But my backup case is what it needs to be. Okay. Right? So I go in. And my mother, the point about my mother-in-law is, I can't delay this gig. I have a gig afterwards. Okay. And she drove to Kerry with my case. She drove to Kerry.
You must be
dropped
loved.
off me.
A little bit?
Sort of?
Yeah. Are you the
favourite?
No. Because you're the middle child.
Yeah. Mother-in-law now, not my mother.
Well, I know that, but yeah.
Anyway, so she did. She drove down straight away.
Amazing. So you were able to start with what you had, but you still got your full kit afterwards? Or did you have to start?
No, I didn't. I started anyway.
That's what I mean. Yeah. You started
with
what you had.
It was one of the best shows I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, because
you were probably switched on though, were you?
No, because this is it. It's your fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
It's that had kicked in, right? So now you become. We're in sales, right?
Yeah. So we're back.
So
we're
now
back
I have
selling.
to sell everything that I have. I have really good, and it's all good. Like look. I've put in the work over the years that you throw a deck of cards on. I do it for myself anyway. I could sit down and do 2 hours for you. There's not a problem there,
That's
right?
Good.
There's not a
That's
problem.
Good to know. Good to know.
But like my show has been kind of crafted through my audience interaction and what have you. And you still want to get. It was the best show. It literally was the best show.
Maybe we need this to happen more often. No.
Well, I think there is a point in there, or there is something that has to tell us though. You know that sometimes we might show up and go to work.
That's it. But you're being kicked outside your comfort zone that you have to respond, and the adrenaline starts running. And I think we all do respond that way.
Yeah. And so I'm very pleased with that, and I'm okay with telling that story because there was that moment where
because you were worrying me at the start of that story. Yeah, I was terrified for a moment.
I
was like, cut it, edit that out.
We're 10 years in, and I think someone will tell you that something like that has happened along the way.
Oh no, well, hopefully it'll never happen, but it can happen.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah. And I know on the day before we get away from like the the kind of how the wedding structure works for you on the actual day. I've seen you do kind of performances then when time allows for the couple and for the bridal party, and this is kind of something that you kind of offer as well to people.
Bridal party performance. And it's really good when it happens.
Yeah.
So my workflow is like, you know, if you're getting married, you're going to book your church, you're going to book your photographer, you're going to book your band, and the magician comes in somewhere along
those lines.
Maybe afterwards, sometimes before, sometimes afterwards, sometimes
depends on what your have to have list, I suppose.
So, but my interaction is much different from a lot of the others, because a lot of times, you know, I might even speak to them. It's done by email or it's booked but it's important that they feel rested, that it's all in hand beforehand. So
you're going to show up.
I have this
with
workflow.
Your magic kit.
I have this little workflow, and one of the things I do is about a month out from the wedding. I send out a final confirmation document. And so you get married in one of two times: the drinks reception, you're having me entertain at your wedding one or two times: the drinks reception, or after dinner, after the meal speeches before the band. That natural void. Right? So and the thing is, do
you ever do both?
No,
there's probably no need.
There's not. There's not, even at larger weddings. I think there might be one wedding where it might be needed, where there's 400 people, but like that, there's not a lot of them, and I try to stay away from that anyway. Because
I suppose you'd have to like you're going around the same people again, so you'd have to have like I suppose one set of action tricks for the drinks reception, and then a whole brand new thing for people afterwards.
Yeah, but like if we look at the power of magic, I know we're but that's it. Like it's not really the power of magic, though. It's not really. That's my point. Like it's like we're calling it magic, right? We're calling it magic, and like if you have me at the drinks reception, the whole novelty of it all is that whole thing of the introduction of magic and me being there and what have you. And then if you have me go back to the same people later on, it's purely about the magic. And I get uncomfortable with that.
He's back again.
I get uncomfortable with that. Oh, it's just about the magic, because that's only one part of it. You know, the other part of it, or the major part of it for me, is the interaction, the banter, what you're going to give back. How
the first reaction,
our chemistry of this moment, and that's all been taken away, and that no longer exists in the second part. So it all comes out to the magic, and at that point, I kind of think, well. I love magic, I'm biased, but like, you know.
But it's the novelty of magic as well, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
It's the whole thing of the whole package together. Everything plays its part. Me, the person. Me socially, how I interact that group. Then there's the magic that kind of.
You're all right, like, you know, have a chat.
But I mean that. No, I mean that in a way like.
But it makes a huge difference.
Not in a pompous way, but I mean like not in a pompous way. I mean everything has like they have a major part to play how this goes. And then. The setting, the area you work in has a major part of this how this goes. But when you combine all that at once, it becomes this kind of whole kind of experience, this kind of fun or whatever it is. And then, going back the second time, a lot of that's removed. So it comes back down to kind of... and it's that's why I don't like going back to a second group.
It's unneeded.
It's not generally needed.
That's fair enough.
It's not generally needed.
Fair enough. Yeah. But I suppose I don't want to go too far away from wedding, because I know there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about as well. But once you've actually decided you are getting used as a magician, I suppose I know when there's a lot of other things, there's a lot of prep work that goes into between the booking and the day. But when it comes to yourself, it's booking you come with the show. And other than you do. No. But other than maybe a special request, there's probably not a whole lot of interaction needed with yourself.
No, there's not. There's not, and that's the thing. But no, there's not. But they need to know that that it's all in hand, right? And that's where I'm going back to, which I never finished up a while ago. Sorry about that. But it was they get an email, this final confirmation document, and on that it says there's an option there for a bridal party performance at either the drink reception, and then I have a different structure for after dinner magic, and they let me know at this stage whether they want it or not, because sometimes they might not need it, or sometimes and that's fine, because some people say, look, we're getting you mainly for the guests for that moment in between, and so on.
And some days just don't allow the time as well. It depends on the structure.
But the time is when the bell goes off. Everybody's been ushered into a room, and the bridal party are held back. And we have a
private show.
We have a pre-planned with a private area. And the big thing I have in it, if you want to do it, then we have to do it this way. Which is, we have to go to a room which is private, or an area which is private, where there's no passers-by. Because if you think of it, like, we're sitting down, and I mean passers-by at the wedding. So it
could be passers-by that have nothing to do, because not every wedding venue is exclusive. Like you could have just a random person go by as well.
And look, that's okay because they won't ever interact with us at that point. But like, let's say if it isn't, let's say we're outside the entrance room into the function room, and we're sitting outside, and I start and I get into it, and it's flying. And Aunt Mary, she's over from America, and she hasn't seen her yet. And she comes over and gives her a big kiss and a big hug, and everything stops and pauses. And my moment that I've been building to is kind of now slipping away slowly.
Or the waiter comes over and goes, "So what will you be eating at the top table today?" I know, I see what you mean.
And so it's important that we avoid that if we can. Right. Yeah. The other point on this as well is sometimes, like everybody, if we watch TV and you watch a talk show, there's a warm-up act we don't see. Right? True. There's a warm-up act we don't see. The Late Late Show, there's a warm-up act. Sometimes it's a magician, sometimes it's a comedian, sometimes it might be someone else. But there's a warm-up act. And I consider myself that little warm-up act for the people that are delivering speeches later on. Because when you stand up and you start to perform or give a speech or do anything, it has a sense of a rhythm, right? True. And if you go in there cold, you haven't developed your rhythm. But if you're now interacting and you're laughing and you're joking, you're getting your rhythm together for your speech and for your delivery and for everything else. So I'm kind of, I see myself as an aid to that moment for when you leave them, that they're a bit more comfortable, or some people might be nervous about it, and that might just take them away from it.
That's distractions also a great thing, because you overthink things, don't you?
You do.
And it's helpful for people, I think.
So like you, if you're thinking about it positively, that's fine, but if you're not, it's nice to have that icebreaker for that moment before you go in there.
And I suppose kind of going back to the magic side of things, because it's just kind of, it's such a magical area, Ger.
Yay!
But, I know, But I suppose when it comes to magicians, like, this is a strange question now, but is there any kind of like some sort of secret organisation that y'all kind of hang out in? I have this vision of like just this secret gathering of magicians from all over the world.
There is. I
love it.
It's mad. Oh, the world of magic is
really.
Oh, listen, I'm going to a convention in about 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks time, and it's a small town in the UK, and there's 4,000 magicians.
No way. Like, it's hard to kind of like, because, you know, you're kind of saying you're the only, I'm sure there's other magicians, but there's not that many bigger name. It's very niche. And then to say there's 4,000 going to be there.
Oh, magic world is huge. Like, there's a whole world there that's there.
And this is everything from professionals to amateurs to beginners to...
This thing is huge, and there's... I've gone to this convention for the past, since I'm about 17.
Okay. Right? Don't tell us how many years, because we'll know how old you are then. Yes,
the black and white days. But I'm going there since then. Now, I've missed a few years here and there, but like I'm going there since then, right? I've at least been to 15 of them.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, around about. Anyway, but the last year and this year is the first time where I'm exhibiting, right? Where I'm having my own stand there, right? So, and I'll go back to that later on. But
see Ger.
But like there is this, like there's a magic club in Dublin called the Sims, the Society of Irish Magicians.
Okay.
We used to have a club, the Southern Brotherhood of Magicians, and I was the chairperson for that for a number of years, probably about 10 years. But we held Cork's first magic convention. 2012.
That's pretty cool.
It was really such a good convention.
And to be like involved in it, that much involved in it as well.
Yeah. And it just became harder to kind of to keep it running and juggle, because I was doing a few other things. One thing is exhibiting at this that I kind of just I had to call it. I couldn't do it anymore.
Well.
And not that I couldn't do it anymore. It just. For where it needed to go and develop, it had to be upwards, and it needed more. And
it was almost like a full-time gig.
I couldn't. From what I wanted to do myself personally, from that, I couldn't develop it to where it needed to go. So it kind of just fell apart after that.
Yeah.
Right? So, but there is magic clubs, and they're huge, and the Dublin one is really, really good. They have a strong group up there, and they put on a couple of lectures. Would be a big thing. So they bring touring magicians in, and they'll kind of lecture.
Kind of bigger names that people would know and get excited about going to see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this thing in Blackpool for magic is I have a secret magic. I have a secret magic life that I don't really promote on my presence of Ger Kearney.
Is this your world exclusive?
I suppose it is, yeah. It is my world.
This is very exciting. It's like right here on the Laura Redhead Benson.
So it's bananas, and I kind of I don't know why I would have never told anybody this before, but like
you were waiting to come in and talk to me, Ger.
I needed something big. I need to drop a bomb.
Okay.
I needed to.
Are we ready?
So I've been like, I could kind of, develop my own routines and my own magic, and there's a few things I wasn't happy with. So I packaged my own illusions, we'll call them, along with teaching sessions. But
Wow.
are aimed at a very specific market. They're aimed for the professional market.
Okay.
So they're aimed at other professional magicians.
Which is a big thing to...
So it is, yeah. And I did this thing about 2 years ago, and I said, I just do this, and I just put it out there, and it got legs.
Wow.
It just got legs, and it just went off. And so I have this website called, it's my online shop, it's called Secret Tannery. And so again, it's the whole secret thing. And the tannery is the reference to leather, because some of the products there, they're like maybe, it doesn't ruin anything for anybody. But if you're a magician, this leather little packet wallet would be of help to you in the right hands that know what you're doing. And I do this thing where I have you get this along with a download, and it takes you through kind of some theories and teachings that
and this is all aimed at other professional magicians. That's amazing.
And it's mad. It just I'm so lucky with it. I'm so happy with it.
And what kind of feedback did you get from it?
Very well. Yeah. So like I've gotten a number of reviews. So people review, like there's in the magic world or community, there's like the Wizard product review, and they have a huge more than magic.
I love this. Yeah.
They're two good reviewers. They're two very good reviewers. Ran by David Penn and professional magician in the UK. Finalist in Britain's Got Talent. He's like a big, he's a big player over there.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff, and a lot of people tune. He's got a good following on.
He'd
YouTube.
be known in those circles.
Yeah. And he's people go because it's niche. That would be. But he's not like a.
Well, yeah, because it's not going to appeal to everybody. Yeah,
so he's like, this is the one. If you want this is the one. I got a 5-star review on Magic Magazine, and there's been a few other good reviews on it. That
is very impressive.
So look, it's been
congratulations.
Do you know what? It's been received very well. I feel very lucky, but it's very personal to me because it's my act. It's my act that I'm putting out there.
And you probably put hours into thinking it through. Hours, probably years when I say hours. Yeah.
So it's my act, so direct reference on me. So I'm kind of, I was very nervous about it,
and there's other professional magicians using your app. Well, not using your app, but using your product or using your knowledge. The whole thing about magic
is like this. I suppose the thing is, it's kind of like music. Like there'll be covers out there and what have you, but you always sound like yourself.
Oh yeah.
You'll always sound like
you can't get away from who you are.
Yeah. So it's like it's like that. So that's a very it felt weird because I didn't want it to run. I felt like, well, people are booking me as a magician here, and then I'm selling my magic here. You can't have that crossover. You can't have that path.
It's all magic though.
But yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
And it just shows though that you've been doing this for such a long time that you've gone away from the likes of buying, the Paul Daniels magic set to there's now the Ger Kearney magic set in a different world.
It is. But I feel lucky with it. I've done well with it. I'm still pushing it. I'm going to Blackpool to exhibit. We had a great year last year over there.
It's exciting times then.
It is. It's very exciting times.
Yeah. And I suppose with you, it's all close-up magic for those of you that don't know. Because I know when we were growing up, it was the likes of Paul Daniels on the BBC, and there's different references going around from your illusionist to your magician, and there's your big kind of performance like the likes of David Blaine now, which is completely different. But your close-up magic. Yeah. And what's the defining difference between?
Do you know what? As time goes on, it's getting more difficult to coin yourself there because people call and more power to you can call yourself whatever you want, obviously. Like I went with Gerard Kearney the Magician, right? Yeah. Because I think that's the best blanket term that you can use that doesn't need an additional. Yeah. Now the question is, what type of magic do you do? And then that goes down again. It's like saying I am a musician, right?
But what's your genre?
Classical or rock and roll. So it's a bit like that. So I use the blanket term just for ease of, like if we were sitting down and I was introducing myself now, someone said, what do you do? I'm an entertainer is what I tell them first, actually.
Okay.
Right, and then I go down again.
Okay.
But for marketing, what have you, it's a magician. Yeah, you have illusionists and you have psychological illusionists and you have performance artists and you have all those things.
Yeah.
But I don't think they speak to what you when you say to someone for the first time, what are you? I'm a psychological illusionist. It feels like I should know what that is and I don't know what that is.
Why I'm afraid to talk to you now because what do you do?
Yeah, but it will fit very well with some people.
Okay.
Like I know a psychological performer fits beautifully with his brand.
Yeah.
Right. It does. But I'm coming from the point of view. You don't know me. You have never seen me before. You're asking me a direct question.
Yeah.
I would say I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
I'm a magician.
Okay. In the traditional sense.
In the traditional sense. And
Yeah.
then after that, and then
yeah,
it's conversation after that.
Well, that's it. And I suppose for people that are like, because being a wedding magician as well as part of, what you do, it clears things up for people. I suppose if you're looking for entertainment, you think, oh, what about a magician? It stands out kind of thing. Whereas illusionist, you'd be like, well, what is the act? What happens?
Yeah, well, you see, in magic, if you say the word illusionist, it means one thing. It means someone on stage operating big apparatus, putting people in a box, making them vanish, making them reappear.
So is he going to come on before the band and set up this big kind of...
That's what an illusionist is. If you say that in front of a magician, they would say an illusionist is a big stage show. That's
kind
what it is.
Almost like a hypnotist coming in or something like that.
Because you can be a stand-up performer but not be an illusionist. You could be cabaret. You could be speaking to a much smaller crowd, but it's still stand-up stage style performance.
Yeah. And you're sticking to this, as you refer to it, as the social entertainment side of things, which is close with magic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Social entertainment is more kind of like it's loose and it's I see it as contemporary.
Okay.
All right. So, but it's loose in its structure in the sense that if you were a stage performer, you'd have a structure where, all right, in 3, 2, 1, the music is on. That's my cue. Let's go. Yeah. Every minute, every second is counted for. Yeah. With me, it's more of like in the back of my head when I'm at a wedding, I say, okay, Ger, you're the host here now, and your job is to break the ice and get people mixing and get them mingling, and that's how I present myself first.
And it is a personality thing and is bringing a bit of humour and it's not
entertainment.
It really, as you said, and I suppose the reactions you get from people, be it the age factor, like, because we've seen kids go mental over this, like they're absolutely like just their eyes have lit up, they're just like, how? But then you've got the older generation as well who genuinely, this has made their week, like
because like it's not the norm, is it?
No, it's not.
It's not something you see every
and if you're a surprise to the room, even better.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the power of magic again. Like, but that is that, like, we pretend it's this big thing where it's a secret power. It's not secret. Anybody can do it. You just need to work. You just need to work. Yeah. But it is beautiful. Yeah. It really is. It genuinely is. Like it is. Like it's like I'm still learning. I'm still trying to take away things from it. I'm still opening books whenever I can to kind of educate myself.
There's no limit, really, is there?
But it is like, because I know what you're saying, that like it's me kind of going in and getting that reaction. Yeah. It's not. It's the whole package. It's the whole day. It's everything. Everything.
But it's the balance. So obviously the magic has to be appealing, but it's how you deliver it.
Yeah.
Of
course it is. And that's why you put your hours in. And that's why you put your time in. And that's when you go home and you say, how do I make that better and whatever. And of course that
it's a massive thing.
You do. Yeah. It is. But it's lovely when it happens. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. I love the kids' reactions. Yeah. They're very funny.
Yeah.
And then because we going around photographing as well, like it's those moments as well captured. Yeah. And that must be a bit more pressure on you as well, because you've got the guests who are watching what's going on, and then you've also got a photographer on one shoulder, a videographer on the other shoulder. Or does it bother you? Is it kind of one of those things? It's just all part of it.
I really don't think it does. I mean, obviously, I'm very aware. Very aware. So, like, if I say, "Oh, I don't like the position of the videographer right there," but like, there's not as much pressure. Yeah. As you would have if it was a structured performance. Okay. Yeah. Because again, a lot of it is about the moment, the interaction, the laugh. Yeah. Sometimes I go to a gig and there's just one guy there and he's just so bloody funny. Yeah. He's entertaining me, and like, that has a huge part in that moment. Now.
Yeah.
That
it
plays
feeds
a big,
to the vibe, doesn't it?
that's a big part to this moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're capturing that moment, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like, the magic is literally secondary. It's all about like the magic really is when the magic, as corny as it is, right? If I was to take my best performance, my best trick, and put myself in front of a mirror and take everybody out of the room, what is it?
It's still the magic.
It's not. No, it's.
I got that wrong. Sorry. Okay.
Yes,
I know where you're going with this now. Yeah, it's all about the atmosphere.
It's just a routine. Yeah, it's just a routine. Nobody saw it. It's nothing. It's nothing. It doesn't become anything.
Everyone kind of becomes part of the act, don't they?
And now you put it, and you have that person who's got wide-eyed and mouth open. No, that's magic. So it's that.
And you're feeding off their energy then, I suppose. Yeah. And
that is the magic. They are the magic now.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's not just weddings you do as well. You do all sorts of different events.
Anything social is what I say.
Any gathering of human beings. Yeah.
I've been in weird situations. You know, I've done, you know, office parties. You know, I've been brought into offices and performed at office parties quite a lot.
Christmas parties and stuff, I suppose.
Christmas parties are huge. December is
December. You don't get to sleep in December, really.
December I refer to as the blur.
Yes, you were saying this.
It is the blur. That's my December. My December is the blur. I'm actually in holiday mode at the moment.
How was your December? I don't remember. It happened.
Which one?
It happened.
I'm through it.
That's it. Yeah, we're the only people in the industry that look forward to January.
It's not that I didn't shave for you. This just has to happen because I am now in.
Well, you need
January. This is my January mode. This is I get to chill.
This is quite mild. You should see what Benny looks like on the other side of the camera right now.
Bless him. He's been there doing this thing, and he's hey Benny.
Are you alright? He's actually speechless. I love it. Thanks for that. But I suppose if you're a couple and you're looking for wedding entertainment and you want something, and I like to call it a little bit alternative, because it's not just your penis coming in the corner and playing a few tunes. It's not your acoustic folk and vocals. And it is thinking a little bit outside the box. Because it's not the first thing you think of when you go for a wedding. No, it's not.
It definitely is.
Yeah. How would you go about, like, so if you're kind of thinking, right, I want entertainment, but I want it to make a wow impact on my wedding day. Like, if you're searching for it, how do you end up going to magician?
Like
Exactly.
So like nowadays it's easy. Well, it's not. No, it's obvious. Okay. It might be easy as one word. It
might not be obvious to everybody, I don't think, though. Because if you haven't, because there's some people like generations coming up.
Yeah, you're right. I meant it. It's obvious to put yourself in front of that.
Yes.
Right? That's what I meant. So obviously you have your presence online, you know, your SEO done for your website. These are all the things that we all have to kind of take in and kind of put ourselves on front of people and say, if you're looking for something odd, you should be funneled to here. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Where maybe before you had to come up with the idea that you wanted a magician and then find a magician.
Yes, exactly.
So that's probably a little bit easier now from my point of view to put myself in front of you.
Whereas nowadays you can use that Google research.
Exactly. And that's just only one aspect. We see each other all the time at the fairs, the wedding fairs,
that's true.
and so on. So like the idea is all I do is I put myself in front of people and say, hey, I'm here. And you know, like obviously, like you say, you gather momentum when you're about. You know, you gather momentum, and you kind of you just need to put yourself in front of people, let them know that you exist and what you deliver.
And you probably get that reaction from people going when they see you, like at a trade show, for example, and you're actually standing the drink tricks, and you go, oh, I never thought of that. That's a great idea.
I have an idea.
Yeah. Magician.
We're gonna have a magician. The first wedding couple ever. Like for me, it is alternative. It is different. For me, it's the norm, but for everybody else,
they don't live this life.
They don't. They don't. But you know, some people do think of it all by themselves without seeing it. Maybe a small number, but some people do. They know they want something, I think.
Yeah. But they're just trying to figure out what is that. Yeah, because I know there's different options nowadays when it comes to entertainment. But a magician is something that does, I think, when you actually get the thought process going, and it comes into your mind,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah,
I suppose.
and it is probably a little bit easier nowadays than it was before, because magic had this whole transition of kind of maybe there was a point of it where it became naff a little bit. So you had like the end. it did like, if we really think about it, some people have changed how things were done. Like at the end of the Paul Daniels era, right? Paul Daniels left the TV after the longest running.
Because he was spending
show.
So much time with you in the opera house.
Yeah,
he had to give more time.
He was helping out the up and comings. But it was like, but that type of performance. Then you'd Wayne Dobson, who also kind of went off on TV, and then it became, that type of magic became a bit overdone and fully cooked, and it didn't need. I know you didn't want that magician anymore. And then David Blaine came on, and he was like dressed in his t-shirt, ripped jeans. It was very different, and it was a much different take on magic. Yeah, and there was no audience. Yeah, no audience that entered a non-verbal contract. Just show up places. Randomly kind of a stranger. Yeah, what's going on? And that developed a whole new type of magic. Yeah, and that kind of helped magic become like t-shirt cool again, right? Yeah, well, more current, because you do like current is probably a better word for it. And I was already in that space at that time where I was already learning close up only. Okay. So I was already developed by the time like Dave Blaine was doing it, and so his exposure had helped people like me become easier to book. Timing seems to all kind of just come together for you, to be fair. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. No, it does. It's karma. what? Isn't that karma? In English? It's called karma. No. It is. So I think we could actually talk about this all day, Ger, because I'm sure you've got like a million other stories, which we can keep for another day. I don't know. I didn't come here with stories, but I don't know. But I suppose if you were, we'll keep it back to weddings, because we are talking weddings. If you were to give a bit of advice to a couple who are kind of, I suppose, just starting out and they're not too sure about things and they're kind of trying to put the idea of their day together, is there any bit of advice you give them when it comes to entertainment, magicians? Go. This is an awfully hard question for you. It is. I think. Look, because you want to I don't want to say go check out a magician or whatever. Because it's not. It's not that. I think the best thing is this, right? Be realistic. Be time wise, right? Time wise. Yeah. Because when you invest in someone, like Laura, there's only one of them. Yeah. And when they're gone, they're gone. Yeah. Right. That's the number one thing, because it always happens where someone is, I'm going to just chill on this for a couple of days. It's a lot of money, but regardless of what they want, they're going to have to spend that money or whatever it might be, right? Yeah. And when they're gone, they're gone. Right? There's only one Laura and Benny here, right? There's only one. There's only one Ger Kearney. What I'm saying is, it's not about. It's not that. It's about when you decided you're going to invest in the person that you want in your big day. Yeah. Don't stall. Yeah, because the opportunity will be taken from you. Could be gone. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. That's number one. That's a very good piece of advice. And then the other thing is to invest in. So maybe that's where trade shows come in. That's where they're really good. Yeah. You get to see somebody there. Sometimes the work can be done for you if you've seen that person at another event. You say, okay, you might have been a guest. I want to pull that from that. But that's not always the case. You just get married. Go see them. Yeah, get a feel for them. Get a feel for them. Chat to them, talk to them, and that's what you do. Yeah, can you work with them? Yes. Is that the person? Yeah, it's all about personality. I'm the easy part, in the sense that I'm such a small investment on your day that it doesn't really. I'm not part of the structure of the day. I kind of I click in with. But then in saying that though, there's so many different options out there for different types of entertainment, and you can't invest in all of them, or they all don't work together. So you have to make that choice. That's kind of thing. Go see them. Speak to the person. If it's a photo booth or a magic mirror of some sort, who's operating it? Can you invest in that? Is that something you want? It's all about the people behind it, isn't it? Well, that's what I do when I'm doing something. I really do. I'll put the work in and decide whether I can. You work hard. Whether I can work with that person. For example, doing building work a couple of years ago, can I invest in the builder? Do I invest in the work you expect that you turn up and you do the job? Yeah. Can you work with the builder? Yeah. I just don't think that builder exists. No, that's the poor nice. Builders are getting an awful time. I'm kidding. But that's my point. It's like see the person, speak to them. Yeah. Can you work with them? I suppose that's the best point. And the other one is, once you decide just don't stall. You're just leaving yourself open for something that's not
The
necessary.
disappointment is just it's terrible when you had your mind set on it, but you did, as you said, stall for whatever reason. But then it's just taken from you.
It can be nature. It can be your own set of nature to kind of say, I don't want to rush into things. I shouldn't rush into things. I shouldn't. I should take.
And we're not asking people to rush into things.
And we're not.
Get a good vibe
I'm
from
saying.
something.
I'm saying once you decide.
Yeah.
Some people, people will make a decision saying, I actually, I'm going to go with him. Yeah. But I'm just going to go, and you know what? Here's
do something else first.
And a good way this might fall in, and I know I'm dragging this out a bit, but let's say you go to a January wedding fair, right? You can't book everybody because you can't give 15 deposits. You can't book, but at least have a chat with the I've said it to people. Is it that you want me there? Yeah. Forget the deposit for today. You're chatting to me. This is it. Yeah. Look. Fill a booking form. I'll put it into my calendar. Yeah. Next month, touch base with me. I love you down here.
And that's very good.
Talk to people. Yeah. We're people. We understand, you know. Yeah. We understand.
Just communicate.
I understand, communicate. You really want me there, but you just have to paying, $3,000 as a deposit to Laura and Benny.
I wish. Yes, we are that expensive. No, we're not.
It's just a 10% deposit.
Just a 10% deposit.
But you understand. Once you get to that, talk to people, get in front of them, speak to them, know who you're having at your big day, I suppose.
Yeah, that's amazing, Ger. Ger, thank you, because I think I've been entertained more than anything today, to be honest.
I'm not sure if I answered any question. I I waffled.
I'll have to watch back over this and figure,
I'm really not sure.
What just happened there?
I'm actually scared. I have the fear now. I'm leaving with the fear. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Listen, I jumped on it as soon as you asked me, so thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome.
And for thinking that I have something to say. I'm very grateful to be here in front of you.
Thank you, Ger.
Bye.